I've had this turbo cloner for almost 8 years now, which is incredible. This thing is held up like an absolute champion. So, you know, I actually wanted to show you guys before cleaning it what it looks like. You can see I've beaten this thing up. Talk about wear and tear, and it is still running. So I'm gonna start off by getting it clean for the next run and show you guys how I set this thing up. Now to get this clean up, first thing I do is vacuum up any debris I've gotten here, and then after that, just a 10% hydrogen peroxide solution to break up any gunk and get it going. This thing's real nasty, so I'm gonna give it a quick rinse down too before putting hydrogen peroxide in. You know, this is one of the challenges with any sort of pump-based nozzle sprayer is these guys do get jammed up. This one needs to be replaced altogether. It's really one of the first things I've had to replace on this guy, but you can see the top cracked off from totally my fault. And screw that guy. And I might even put this in a bucket of water and let it run for a bit to make sure all the nozzles are clean. Pop out all the nozzles for a cleaning, and then get it all running clean. Because the one thing that can go wrong with this system, the only issue I've had is when these nozzles get jammed up, all of a sudden your plants aren't getting water and you're in trouble. So you know what, I'm just gonna replace all these nozzles. 7 years, 8 years is plenty for them. All right, I've popped all the nozzles off. Now I'm actually gonna take the manifold off too, just to make sure there's no gunk jammed up in here. Again, you just wanna get everything clean and ready for the next run. Pop that off. Oh yeah, well, not too bad, but put this in here. I'm gonna rinse all this off next. Give it a quick rinse off just to get any debris off, because my primary concern, it's not necessarily sanitization, it's more about making sure there's no debris that's gonna clog up, you know, the sprayers on the manifold. So I gave it a rinse, and now to make sure I get, you know, just to keep it really tight, I'm gonna spray some hydrogen peroxide, 10% solution, you know, on the inside of the res. And watch, I love hydrogen peroxide, especially for, you know, hydroponic or aeroponic systems. It breaks down organic matter, and the residue from it is simply water and oxygen. What an amazing thing. People can use it in reservoirs. You know, they used to more for oxygenation. I don't know if I believe that's that great a thing. So I'm spraying into the manifold bottom, so that way I can make sure, you know, the lines are cleared and unclogged, and you can see that bubbling means it's really working. All right, so as I do this, I'm gonna put it back in the tub. I'm actually gonna leave some of this, so I'm gonna make sure to spray inside the pump too, get that cleaned out, make sure there's no buildup. Put that in here, and I'm gonna leave this hydrogen peroxide. You can see it's starting to accumulate, you can see that bubbling in there. I'm gonna run it with some hydrogen peroxide in there to really make sure everything's cleared out. I like reusing these clone collars. Some people throw them away every use, which I think is silly, right? Again, hydrogen peroxide, amazing. So I'm gonna, you know, rather than having to use tons of hydrogen peroxide, I'm just gonna spray these guys in here. You know, shake them up a little, make sure there's a little coating. And I'm gonna let these guys sit like that. I'll come back in a little bit and they should be good to go. And it'll just be a quick wipe off. Also, I'm gonna wash my hands down because I don't need hydrogen peroxide burns. All right, so I've been letting it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes in this hydrogen peroxide, and still wash your hands off after you've been messing with it, otherwise you'll get these little white, you know, burn marks. But other than that, I think it's ready. My next step, I'm gonna make sure everything's running, really get it cleared out. So I'm gonna I brought some water over, and I'm gonna pour some of this water into actually these guys, the saucers, just get them wet. They were soaking in hydrogen peroxide. I'm sorry, the inserts. And then I'm gonna put these guys all together in here. I'm gonna reattach the manifold. And basically I'm creating a little washing tub in here. So this is kind of something I've started doing over time. And now that way everything washes around. You'll see. Let's get this tight, get the manifold in. Don't over tighten. You don't want to snap anything. I never have, but it's nice. There's a little spot even, if you can see in here, where it squishes right in. You know, you can see the suction cup stick right down. It's so nice. I really like the system for this. It's just set it and run. All right, so I'm gonna put water in. All right. Put the lid back on. Make sure to put the lid on before you do this with the dome, because otherwise you'll have water going everywhere. Oh, turn this around, make sure this is sitting snug. Sorry, I can't see that. Put the lid back. And, moment of truth, you should see water splashing up because the inserts aren't on. Oh, that's right, there's no misters, no sprayers. All right, let's take it apart so you can see what's going on. Let's make sure The manifold holes are clear. Love that. Everything's just cleaning around, looking good. And then I'm gonna dump this water out after letting it run for a minute. All right, so it's been running for a while, so it should be nice and clean with this hydrogen peroxide wash. So I'm gonna unplug. Looking clean. I always make sure to check. Sometimes you'll get some debris stuck on the insides, which can then dislodge. So that looks great. And then I'm just gonna dump all this water out. All right, so I got all the hydrogen peroxide water out, and it's okay if there's a little residue. You can actually add a small amount of hydrogen peroxide in when you're aeroponically cloning. It can actually aid in oxygenation and also, more importantly, keeping pathogenic microbes, you know, the bad stuff and disease and root rot away. So not a bad thing, not worried about it. And I'm gonna start inserting the new spray nozzles. These are 330s, so they go all around, you know, every direction besides where there's little bars blocking them. Pretty standard, which is nice. You know, the turbo cloners can take, you know, your standard spray heads. And I'm gonna just start putting these guys in. Now, sometimes some cloners will have like 180s, meaning only the spray is only going in 180 degrees. I figure going 360, just create absolute misting chaos in here in case one of the spray nozzles breaks. You know, say now we have like a backup coverage, which is great. So I'm using all 330s or 360s basically. I think 330s because of the little bars that are blocking on either side, cuts out maybe a 15-degree angle. For all intensive purposes, 360. Don't they clean up nice? I love this thing. I mean, I've had this for 8 years, and look how clean and shiny it looks and all the parts work. I just replaced the nozzles, as you can see. Just got some fresh nozzles on here. Now the next step, I wanna make sure everything's working well, and one of the cool things, because these guys come with domes, I just pop the dome out to check it on and fill with water, and that way I can actually see whether it's working appropriately. So for this guy, there's a fill line in here, right here. So I'm gonna add 2 gallons to get to that fill line on this 24 site unit. Just pour in clean water. Okay. Now, I am not gonna make the mistake I've made where I turn this thing on without a lid on. And you'll see why. Ready? So I'm gonna put this guy on. Now we can make sure all the misters are working properly. And look at that. Looking good. So you can see there's just an absolute even coating here all around. And now I'm gonna unplug first and then put the dome cover on. All right, get that there. One really cool, unique thing about turbo cloners is this fan system that they've got. And if you ever lose this, it's 200 milliamps, and also it is 12 volts, so if you need a replacement. But you just plug it in this fan. I can't believe this guy is still running like this. Now this is gonna provide fresh air. You can hear it rev up. So I think this is helpful too, because with the dome on, you wanna make sure there's fresh air going in up here. So it's pulling air into here, through here, and then up and out through the dome. And I think that does a lot to keep, you know, fresh aeration for the leaves and also the plants. Now, aeroponics is incredible because it allows you to root multiples faster than soil and even hydroponics because of all the aeration. Roots, when they're developing, need lots of air. The studies I looked at on comparing aeroponics to other forms of cloning, one experiment was a 90% success rate with aeroponics. Roots were developing after 5 days versus hydroponics was 80%, you know, and taking about 7 days in soil, you know, even worse. So really an incredible system once you get it going. Next step is to cut some clones. Now, one tip I have, if you already have the system running, you know, have an extra clone collar so that way you can, watch this, when you pop one out, you'll see water's gonna start shooting out immediately, so then you can put the plant right in if it's already running. Have a spare of these. And I don't add any clone solution or anything when I first get started. I just want clean water. My goal is to prevent any sort of contamination, so the cleaner the water, the better. Once the roots develop, I'm gonna add cloning water solution, which will help. Now, while I'm not gonna be putting any solution in and just using water in the cloner, I am gonna be dipping all my cuttings into some cloning gel. I'm using Clone X-raying gel here, wearing gloves, being safe. And rather than contaminating this entire container, I'm gonna move it into a little test tube with a flat bottom. That way I can conserve it and not contaminate my bottle of cloning gel. Another tip I got was to keep this in a refrigerator between use and it'll last longer. So let's get going. Use a pipette to get some out and move it into this other container. And this will really accelerate the rate of root development. It also is gonna protect from contamination. Now I just wanna create a light gel coating, and I'm gonna dip each of my cuttings into this, you know, and move it around a little and just let it sit for 15 seconds, pull it out, and then make sure there's not too much excess on it. All right, so that's plenty for, you know, 24 plants. Let's go get some cuttings. So I'm gonna start with a plant I love, my pearl and jade pothos, and I just took a clipping off. Now I'm gonna take the leaf near the node, so I'm gonna try to find the lowest node on the plant, and I'm gonna clip the leaf off. And this is a big leaf too, so I'm gonna clip this down. We've got this node right here, which is where the root development's gonna occur. So I'm gonna use a scalpel to make a 45-degree cut right below. I'm trying to look at the camera without cutting myself. And then try to scan a little off, and that should be plenty. And now I'm just gonna sit it in and dip in my too deep a container. So let me remedy that. Dixie cup, that'll work great. Trying to be a little more efficient with the tube, but this will work great. So I'm just gonna dip the tip of this, you know, that I just clipped, and just get it enough on so it's coated like that. Good. And that is more than enough. Shake off the excess, but you know, nice little coating. And let's put it in the dome. All right, so I got all my cuttings up and rooted with gel on them, and I just want to kind of show you something. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I showed using a scalpel, which is probably the best way to do it, but time is something to consider. So the way I actually do it with something like a pothos, which I'm not too worried about it being perfect on, because look, you can already see some roots coming on. So I'll just take off some of the leaves off the bottom, boom, boom, clip it, and let's make a quick 45-degree cut and then dip. Now, this, you know, sanitization with scalpels will be cleaner, but this works great for me. I found that just the scissor cut method at 45 degrees has always worked, and let me know if you disagree though. Now all the clones are set. I'm gonna position this under something with ambient light, almost like seeds, you know, maybe a T5 or LED, 18 inches above. Now, should you use this dome or not? Well, it's real dry here. The humidity in this room is about 30%, which is way too dry for these guys, so I'm putting this dome on here. Now, if your humidity in the space you're using is 60 to 80%, I'd say 70, 80% really, then you don't need the dome. It's probably better off with fresh air moving through. But in this case, absolutely thrilled that turbo cloners have domes. So I'm popping this guy on. I'm gonna position it under some ambient light. And in a few days, I should have some beautiful clones that are ready to add some nutrient solution in. So once I see roots popping up everywhere, that means it is time to add, I'm gonna add CloneX solution as directed, 2 gallons of water in this res. I might give some clean water, dump the water out in this, add 2 gallons of fresh water in, add CloneX solution, which is just a light nutrient solution, which some things that add to root growth, you know, around vitamins and auxins. And I should be good to go and ready to transplant these guys into something bigger in about 10 days. Now, that being said, the coolest thing about these cloners, I've had plants in here for a couple months. They're basically really cool aeroponic systems. You wind up jamming up over time, so I suggest transplanting out of here and putting it into a forever home. All right, so I got this turbo cloner position, some nice ambient light, the fan's buzzing away, sounds great, I can hear the water flowing. I'm gonna check back. My guess is about 3 to 5 days, I'll start seeing some root development in a week, some good root development. So I look forward to following up with you guys and letting you know how it goes.